morning. It is a hot and humid day here in North Texas. We had a little bit of rain last night, and I just kind of wanted to let you know what the garden's been looking like and maybe even get a little advice. So my goal this year was to have all the beds fully planted out, because every other time I tried to plant the beds, I always had a lot of space left over. So I was just throwing anything and everything in. So let's start, and I'll give you a little tour of what we have here. So these are our Haasnader tomatoes. I got the seeds from Haas, and I can't remember. I'm assuming they'll turn red eventually, but that's right. And I planted basil in between all of that. Then I planted in all four corners. I planted nasturtiums, but I planted bachelor buttons. I knew nothing about bachelor buttons. Evidently they're prolific. And I planted sunflowers in the middle, because it was something that didn't need to be harvested, because I have a hard time harvesting here. But I did plant banana peppers over here, and I've been getting some banana peppers, as you can see. There's a few banana peppers. I planted dill. I thought dill didn't grow at this time of the year, but I planted it anyway because I was willing to have it go to seed, so that the butterflies and whatever. And then over here is all my pickling cucumbers that I planted. I didn't plant any cucumbers that were just for eating. I only planted the pickling cucumbers. And they're doing okay. There's a little one. I'm trying to train them to go up the trellis. They're trying to do it. There's a few more in there. But I had two that were eaten by bugs, so I planted some I think it was dragon tongue beans, but they're going up here, so we'll see what happens. But those ones I thought died came back, so we'll see. So that's the pickles right here. And again, over here I have more bachelor buttons. Oh, I think I might actually get my first dahlia flower. Look at that. And then these are wonder bell peppers. I got one little tiny one. I haven't gotten any more off of them. Then we come around to the other side. In both of these buckets here, I have wildflowers. This is mostly coreopsis. I love this coreopsis. I can't, plains coreopsis is so pretty. We had a lot of wind last night, so everything got knocked over. I have another dahlia over here. This is the first time dahlias grew for me. And then in here, I have some jalapeno plants that, oh, there's a jalapeno. Is he ready? I'll give him one more day. They're kind of getting crowded out by everything else. But let me just say that this is the first year that everything grew. And just like took off and grew, and I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed a little bit. And like right in here, this is my Jack Little pumpkins that I want to go up the trellis. I'm having a hard time. If you look in here, I've got one. I only see two pumpkins. I don't know how many. The other pumpkin is over there. There's the little one down there. Oh yeah. Those are the only two pumpkins that I'm seeing. But these are in the plants and stuff. I'm just not seeing any pumpkins. And then next to that, I have butternut squash, which I've tried to grow before, and it never grew. But if you look in here, you can see I've got 1, 2 butternut squash. There's a third one over there, and there's a green one right up. If you look right in there, you can see the green one right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to get in there and see. Again, more of the And I'm trying to train this one also to go up. It is doing it a little bit, but last night's winds broke this, so this is dead. Again, more bachelor buttons. Over here I have more, I have jalapenos on that side and jalapenos on this side. They're doing pretty good, which I've planted peppers before and I never got them. Planted, and then these tomatoes are, see, these are also from Haas. They're sun sugar, but I don't know what's going on. I cannot find any worms, but let's see, like this. This was a whole row of little tomatoes, but then something's coming along and just taking them off. I don't know what it is. I can't find any worms. No tomato hornworms. I don't know if birds is it's like that over here again. See? It just could be birds. And in between here I also have daisy. And then this is my corn patch. Okay, let me just say that I planted nasturtiums with abandon this year because every time I plant them, they never get but maybe this big. I never get any flowers or anything. Well, they've gone wild. So anyhow, here I got my corn. You can see I'm getting corn. Falling over. And then there's the nasturtiums. Every time I planted before, the nasturtiums before, I was lucky. But so in between this first row of corn, I planted some sunflowers. There's this sunflower. That one's starting to get a flower. I think. Oh, here's the third one. There's that sunflower. Also in this bed, straight down the middle, I've also planted sunflowers. And I planted some, is that blue sage? I can't remember what that is. I'm trying to plant flowers so that we'll get the pollinators and stuff. Okay, so this is my first 2 rows of corn. There should be 4, 8, 12, should be 24 corn stalks here. And I planted another 24 over here. The wind last night has knocked them down. And then in between these corn stalks, I planted scarlet runner beans. I don't know if that's a mistake or not. I'm just trying to plant stuff. And also again here, big nasturtium. I've never seen them get this big. More of that sage. I got marigolds in here. Look at the size of these nasturtium plants. They're like humongous. And then I planted kale in this. It's never grown. I don't know what's going on. And then there's my chard. Look at this. This is insane, this chard. I planted chard before and I've never had it grow. And then look at all these beans. Problem is now with all these beans, I've totally forgotten what beans they are. This is the only one I know what it is because I planted it before. So this is the Royal Burgundy. But I don't know what these beans are. They're all supposed to be bush beans, but whatever this one is, it seems to want to vine. I don't know if that's still considered a bush bean or not, but not in my book. Not in my playbook. And then that is a volunteer. These are volunteer Mexican petunias. I never planted them. They're next door and they've just come over. That is a volunteer zinnia. Okay, now over here, again, a huge nasturtium plant. But I have these beans right here. I don't know what they are. They could be black beans, because I do have a tag in there for black beans. They could be provider beans. And they could be... What else do I have in here? I don't know how I lost all my tags. What is this? These are the flowers. And they could be cowpeas. Because I know I planted cowpeas, black beans, provider beans. I did cowpeas, black beans, provider beans, but this is nasturtium. And then I planted Blue Lake Royal Burgundy. But I don't know what they are. So I don't know what these are. And I don't know if they're ready if they're ready to pick. So there's that too. More freaking nasturtium because I've never had it grow before, and now it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grow like crazy. Over here is all the potatoes. I don't know if they're ready. They don't seem ready to harvest yet. I mean, they look tattered because of the storm last night. And then this is my broad beans. I got some broad beans! Oh my God! Look! I was just gonna tell you how they never grow. They always get the flowers and then they turn black, but these ones actually grew. Oh my God! That's crazy. Okay. Oh my God, look at the size of that. Look at the size of this one. This one's got to be ready to pick. They've all got to be ready to pick. I don't know. But this one, look at... Come here. I don't want to be picked. Look at that spider. Look at these. They don't look great, but I've never got the broad beans to ever grow before. And in between all of this is lettuce that came up. More nasturtiums. In here where you can't see, there's marigolds. And then this is I got 2 eggplant. I have never had eggplant grow before. I have seeded it myself and it's never grown. And I'm talking about the plant itself. The plant has never grown. These 2 eggplants, they are starts. I can see they got some flea beetles starting on them right now. Flea beetles usually get them real bad. But my problem is right now, they're growing flowers, but the flowers are not turning into eggplant. So I don't know why. I've never got the plant itself to grow this big. So there's that. And then this is my zucchini plant. More nasturtiums. And then I have and then this is a yellow squash, crookneck, that's a crookneck. More nasturtiums, and then these are my poor pathetic okra. I'm hoping they grow, but I don't know. You see, have I told you everything? And then I have this is another yellow neck squash over here. And I replanted a zucchini because my dogs pulled it out, thought it was okay to eat. And then, let me see if any of these other, so this is, I planted a bunch of dahlias. I've never had them grow. They always, I don't know, like this one. This is what they usually do. This is a dahlia. This one's not growing. This must be like a little dwarfy one. That one that was getting a flower, I'm excited about that. I told you about that one. And then this one looks like it's getting a flower right here. Looks like it might be getting a flower there. And this is a little one. And then this one never produced anything. And then if I can get my dogs to stop picking the green tomatoes, that would be nice. No. And then over here, I have, this is just, I don't know how this holy basil got in here. I didn't plant it. This is a volunteer tomato. And then more holy basil. I planted carrots a while back just to see if they'll grow. Okay, this is the best one. I'm hoping I get at least 1 carrot, just for the hell of it. And I planted beets. And then this is lemon thyme. And then I planted some flowers from seed, which I didn't do last year in this. I did plant, I can't remember what any of them are called, except for, these are Johnny Jump Ups. That's the only thing I remember. So, and this is my pumpkin patch. I planted small sugars on the inside and then rainbow on the outside. Well, one rainbow got pulled out. This rainbow over here looks like it, because it's wilting right now, it must have a lot of vine borer damage, and it does. I don't know if I should just pull it out or try and save it. I might just pull it out. I got that rainbow, but it looks like it's getting some vine borer damage too. And then my little chickens. That's the big one in the center. That's Cutie Patootie. And all the ones around them are flat ones. Then I have a nasturtium that's growing. I think that's a sunflower. I planted a lot of flowers in here too, and none of them are growing. Just that nasturtium, that sunflower, and then I got a zucchini. That's not zucchini. A zinnia that's growing right there. And then I had planted some short. There's a little nasturtium. That's usually all I get when I plant nasturtium. It's not what's going on now. And then I planted a whole bunch of flowers. Nothing's growing. And then that's the blackberry bush that is not doing too good anymore because it's been knocked over by the wind so many times. And then this is, I have planted in here rosemary, thyme, and oregano, and I think this is all oregano. Yeah. No, all oregano anyway. And this is the trees I haven't planted. And so that's my garden update here on June 3rd, 2026 in North Central Fort Worth. And I can't think of anything else to tell you. Alright, if you watched this far, I appreciate it. Please subscribe, like, comment, do all the things, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.